Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 1974 for the 24th of October. So we're going to cover the latest situation in Ukraine, and we're going to start off with the Kursk front. So the Kursk, this is the Kursk front. We have the Glushkovo sector. This is the western flank, the northern flank, the eastern flank, and the southern flank. The strategic situation changed a little bit with the Ukrainians launching an attack towards Kirievka in the northern flank. They're pushing in this direction, and then they are also conducting massive counter offensive in the western flank, and the Russians are still pushing over at the western flank at Novi Put as well as in Plekovo. So we're not going to go into the details in terms of Glushkovo and Plekovo is pretty much the same thing. They are just attacking Novi Put and Plekovo. There's nothing new about that. Over in the western flank, we have we have interesting developments. Russian forces are as usual attacking Novo Ivanovka, Zeleny Shaik, Nizhny Klin, Svetiklovo as well as Darino. There's some rumors about Russian capturing Darino. Most likely it's fake, but because all these rumors are always fake, always wrong. Ukrainians are counter-attacking over at Darino, Nizhny Klint, Lyubimovka, Zelenishai, as well as Novo Ivanovka. So you can see the number of blue arrows around here shows that the Ukrainians are revitalizing their operations in the Kursk region, and they are clashing with the Russians. So this is a very active clash around here. So we shall continue to monitor and see how these continue to develop. Then there's this interesting development. Ukrainian forces has been geolocated to be struck by Russian forces along this forest region. This is not known to be under Ukrainian control, and this caused a Ukrainian capture around this area. They are fighting in the direction of Kirievka. It's interesting that the Ukrainians are still conducting conducting offensive operations. So we shall continue to monitor how this continue to develop. And Kirievka looks very fortressy to me. If you look at the terrain, it looks like very like it's like a fortress, but of course it's just forest, it's just forest, but it's just that from the satellite imagery it looks like a fortress. But anyway, we shall continue to wait and see how these continue to develop. We move into the Kharkiv front. At the Kharkiv front, we have the usual Russian forces fighting at Lipsy, Stadisia, and Voschansk. There is information coming from the Russian Defense Ministry about attacking Okremivka. So this cross-border region has been a subject of attack multiple times already, in May, July, August, September, October. So the last one was 13. So now there is an attack again. So I wonder if they will eventually do an incursion in, but probably not. So we will continue to monitor the developments around here. We move into the Kupiansk front. So this is the Kupiansk front. At the Kupiansk front, Russian forces are fighting in the region near to Holubivka. That's all from this area. There's no fighting being mentioned in Stepova, Novoselivka. At the Pischane front, this is where the Russian preoccupation is. They are attacking in Novoosinovo. The battle of Krylyakivka continues. Pischane, Prestove, towards Lozova, and Stemikivka. So this is where the Russians are putting all their attention in. They are trying to develop a much stronger front line, a much more straightened front line. And that, of course, the capturing of Krylyakivka or control of the settlement is definitely one of the prime objective. We move further south. In the northern part of Sviatove front, this is Sviatove. The Russians are fighting in the region of Vishneve, Svetoklibove, Novoyehorivka, and so this is currently happening. This area here probably is where the focus are, but let's see. This area, this Svetoklibove region, the Ukrainians always defend pretty well, so it's not going to be an easy nut to crack for the Russians. Further south, in the south of southern part of Sviatove front, Russian forces are attacking Druzilivka, Rekivka, Mekievka, Nevsky, as well as Katerinivka. Ukrainian forces are counter-attacking in Nevsky. And major update in the north of Nevsky. So In the frontline changes report, I did mention that the Russian forces claim in this area here. Ukrainian mapping have came out in with their report. They only updated one part in the Ukraine war, and which is this part, Nevsky. So they claim that the Russian forces have taken all of the road north of Nevsky, and the Ukrainians have been entirely pushed out, everything east of that road. So the Russian forces have made a massive capture in this area here. The entire region is almost five square kilometers. So, or no, it's five square kilometers and more. Yeah, it's 5 square kilometers. So, yeah, pretty big size of land are given up. But most of this area has been already captured by the Russian forces, probably long time ago. It's just that the Ukrainians keep putting it as a gray zone. So now they just accept it that it's now fine to publish this because there's actually not much frontline changes news, so which is why I think they felt like, we can just put this in because it's not important anyway. So over at the Crimea front, fighting is reported at Terny, Zarishny, Tarske through the Serebryansky forestry, and fighting was reported at Serebrenka, which arguably is, it can come from anywhere from the north of the river or from the south. So this Crimea. So we'll continue to monitor. Over in the Sivers front, of course, as mentioned, there is fighting at Serebrenka, which the Russian Defense Ministry yesterday just declared that they have captured it. Russian forces attacked Sivers, Vimka, and Zvenivka. There is a geolocation of Russian forces at Vimka, make a small change along the railway line, so not very particularly important. So that's all. This area continues to be very foggy. The fog of war is very thick. We still do not know exactly where the front line is per se. Moving into the Bakhmut front, it went really quiet after all the fanfare about the Chasiv offensive. So in the end, I'm still correct. No, even though I think that I was wrong because of the scale of the Chasiv captures. Suddenly it went so quiet. Maybe I'm still correct that Chasiv was never the real deal. So, and fighting was reported at Priteshny. So that's all from Bakhmut. And then we move into Torex. In the New York region. Fighting is reported at Torex, Druzhba, as well as Oleksandropil. Otherwise, that's about it. Geolocation of Ukrainian forces inside Zabalka confirmed Ukrainian continued presence in the Zabalka. This is the district of Zabalka of the Torex. So so the Ukrainians continue to confirm to be here. So it's just this part is now a gray zone right now. We do not know what the hell is happening around here. So we move to the Pokrov front. So this is the Pokrov front. At the northern flank of the Pokrov front, Russian forces are attacking Vostobizenka, Novotoretsky, as well as Myro-Lyubivka. So that's all for this area. There seems to be shelling at Mykolaiivka or some kind of attack, but it might be wrong. So it's a bit weird because the Ukrainian Defense Ministry mentioned it, but I think that is nothing. Over at the Pokrov sector of the Pokrov front, so the massive clashes around this area. So this is Pokrov, and this is Minokhrad, or also known as Dimitrov in Russian. Russian forces are fighting in the region of Promin, Mykolaiivka, Minokhrad, Krasnaya, Krutya, Novokhodivka, Sukiya, as well as Lysivka. So this, you can see a very concentrated battlefield around here. Ukrainian forces somehow geolocated to be attacked in the hilly region of the mine. So there is the Ukrainian forces around here inside a house or some kind of defensive position. It got destroyed by the Russians. But this marks where the front line is, which means that the Ukrainians actually have a capture around here. But poor guys, man, these guys are poor. Like, why they're being sent to die? This is like ridiculous. Away from the front line. Yeah, so this is horrible. So there is shelling reported at Hirishini. But that's all. Over in the Selidove sector, the Russian forces are fighting at Marinivka, inside Selidove, and Mihailivka, Sukharine, as well as towards Novodimitrivka and towards Zoria. So there is some this flanking action currently happening south of Selidove. So I think it's something to watch. So this frontline change is already mentioned, I believe, in yesterday's situation report. So which the Russians are capturing more than half of Selidove. So that's all for this area here. And then we move into the Khernik region. At the Khernik region, this area is also very active. Russian forces are fighting over at Kremina Balka, Novoselidivka, Izmailivka, Khernik, Zelena Druhi, Zoriane, Hostre, uh, what is this? Ilinka. So Ilinka was mentioned somehow. I'm not sure how. Maybe it's just shelling. And yeah, and fighting was reported towards Kurakhove. So you can see the Russians are trying very hard to squeeze the Ukrainians out. So far, the Ukrainians seems to be holding position, despite I thought that they will retreat. So let's see how long the Ukrainians are going to hold out in this area here. So and we move further south. At the Kurakhove sector, as mentioned just now, fighting is reported towards Kurakhove. There's fighting reported at Masimilyanivka, Kyogivka, Hostre, as mentioned earlier, and towards Dalny, which is over here in the direction of Dalny. Russian forces geolocated in this area, which we already marked the frontline change. So this is actually corroboration of the frontline change. Ukrainian forces are getting an airstrike at Kurakhove itself. So that's about it. These are two geolocations that we have in this area here, and we move further south to the Konstantinivka Vodiane region. Russian forces are fighting at Konstantinivka, Antonivka, Katerinivka, Yelizavetivka, and Bohoshevilenka. We have something new though. Fighting is reported towards Zeleny High and towards Trudove. So this is interesting that these two locations was mentioned. Which means that the Russians may have already made some advance in the south of Yelizavetivka, which makes sense because the tide of war in this area here means that the Russians may be moving very quickly. So I think we're going to see some frontline change around here in the near future. But let's see, whether this turns out to be true, because sometimes they just mention names and yeah, it's not accurate. So and then we move to the Velika Novosilka sector. We have fighting reported towards Novoyukrenka, Chataske. Fighting is reported at Makarivka, according to the information from the Russian Defense Ministry, and there is shelling reported at Novopil. So otherwise, yeah, nothing very special around this area. And we move into the Zaporizhia front. At the Zaporizhia front, there is another mysterious report of fighting at Izherne. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, they mentioned this, but we don't have the front line actually near here, so it's a bit weird. I wonder if there's a front line actually looks like this. Yeah, can't be tell. Not sure why is that. We previously have this at the 10 of 10, which might be in 2023. I believe this is in 2023. So Cancer, yeah, it's in 2023. So the last time this happened was in 2023, but was reported by the Ukrainians. So it's a little bit weird. So let's wait and see. I think tentatively nothing very significant. Otherwise, the Russians are attacking towards Novodanilivka, Novoandrievka, and there is some kind of attack also being reported at Mali Shubaki. Otherwise, yeah, Zaporizhia front still pretty much a skirmish mode. I don't think there's an active offensive operation currently happening over there. And finally, over at Kherson front, there is fighting reported first at the Pridniprovsky direction. Then after that, in another later report, they changed to Dnipro direction. So I'm not sure if this means that they are just randomly saying that the entire front line there was 3 attacks. And this, of course, make our mapping ridiculous. But anyway, I have to mark the report somewhere. So no, yeah, I just mark it accordingly. And otherwise, there is shelling reported in Hulets, Lvove, as well as Valentinske. Otherwise, that's it from the Kherson front. And that's it. So this is the situation report or the summary for the day of 974 for the 24th of October. Press the like button, subscribe. And yeah, and actually, if you find that some of the title is rubbish, it's lousy, you can also suggest titles in the comments. And if I so if I see it, and the especially if the video is not doing very well in terms of what viewership, then I can actually take cue and actually copy and paste and change the title, and hopefully the video can go better. Yeah, because yesterday I have no idea what to put for the frontline changes report, and then I just put the latest update in the past 24 hours, and yeah, the viewership is shit. So yeah, so somehow, but it's not the it's not the click through rate is low, but it's just the YouTube don't want to push the video. So I do not know what to do. Like, this algo god is like really stupid. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just some random rant, and I'll see you guys in the next update. And TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Bye.